So this is kind of an unorganized attempt to bring back the kind of philosophy and core tenets of science and thinking of society that has kind of been forgotten in our opinions. It seems that we've forgotten our subjectivity, we've forgotten art, and we've forgotten our humility. So we'd like to relearn and rediscuss these concepts.
Hey guys, so we wanted to talk about something important that I think our generation is losing, and I think it's really hurting us. I think we don't empathize as much as we used to, and that's just something we wanted to talk about today.
So let's start with the lesson that we are all hypocritical.
And sometimes unempathetic.
For example, we are both hypocritical because we both text and drive even though we tell other people not to.
We also at times fail to empathize. For example, as humans with specific in-groups, we all have biases, and we often fail to empathize with the out-groups we have biases towards.
So, all sides of the political spectrum should confront empathizing with everyone, even the racists, rapists, authoritarians, and professional victims.
Sometimes we're both unempathetic and hypocritical.
Unempathetic hypocrisy is probably the best universal definition we can find for evil. Some may say it is what defines the racists, rapists, authoritarians, and professional victims. But we are all sometimes unempathetically hypocritical.
If something pisses you off to the point that you lose control of your emotions, then you very likely are guilty of your own personalized version of unempathetic hypocrisy. To clarify, there are lots of things that annoy us, and that's very normal. But if something more so than annoys you, if it actually eats at you enough that you lose control of yourself, of your emotions, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, or you can't even believe, or you really didn't control yourself, that is probably something that you do yourself, and
that is why we consider ourselves, or better yet, our definitions of evil to be a good reflection of ourselves. So, how can we empathize with others we consider evil?
So naturally, we block our empathy towards those we find evil, often due to cognitive dissonance, as it's called.
One way to empathize is to find your hypocrisy on what you find evil in those you deem so. Ask yourself when and why you do it yourself.
If you can't recognize any hypocrisy, then imagine the worst yet likely experience or environment that someone you consider evil realistically may have endured to make them this way. Meditate in their suffering, in other words. Think about experiencing the suffering they may have in order to make them what you despise.
Personally, what taught me empathy was neuroscience. I would suggest if you truly want to learn to empathize, learn how the brain works, and you'll understand other brains better.
Our organ, this machine inside a machine, works by cause and effect, like everything else within our comprehension. So we'd strongly suggest starting to comprehend your brain and their brains by taking lessons in neuroscience, and it'll help you understand the cause of other people's behavior.
Some hypocrisy on our side is that we are preaching total empathy, yet we ourselves are biased.
We both consider ourselves to be on the right side of the political spectrum. Thus, we have groups that we too find difficult in empathizing with.
This is exactly actually what prompted us to make this segment.
So, to introduce discussion related to this bias, let us start by saying that we are privileged. We have what we like to call victim privilege, which is the privilege of being able to say that I am a victim. Slavery, Holocaust, immigration, as Jews, our people have all experienced this.
And while I personally have never suffered from any of these things, nor have I experienced any anti-Semitism, I am still privileged to be able to use the Holocaust and anti-Semitism in political defense.
So, we are hypocritical, but we want to have discussion. We want everyone to learn empathy. We are students ourselves, him and I, and everyone is a teacher.
So, yes, we don't always practice as we preach. We are very flawed and we need to improve. All of us. So let's improve and let's do it together while giving us ad revenue.